Good morning, good morning. You are listening to Ryan Fleming and my co-host,
Marlee Fleming.
And we are Waking Up with Flem.
Happy St. Patty's Day!
Woohoo!
Welcome, listeners. And good morning. And like I just said, happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're wearing your green this morning. Because you know what? If you're not, you're getting pinched.
Yep.
I've got my green on. I've had my green on since 5 a.m. this morning. Yep. And Maisie, well, her school colors are green and black, so she wears them anyways. And then Ryan's got on his Bill Murray St. Patty's Day shirt on.
Oh.
Yeah, from the Chive.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't remember what Declan's got on.
I think Lucy farted.
Oh, no. He's in here with us.
Are you okay, buddy?
I
don't know.
All right. Well, welcome, listeners, and thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. Yes, so we are in the middle of March now. I think me and the kids, we have 3 weeks until spring break. Whew, we are waiting for it. It's been a rough last couple 2 weeks, specifically with my work, just busy, extremely busy. We have a lot going on right now. This is my busy season anyways. So it's been busy with work. We've been busy with schedules but you know what, guys? Ryan and I, we had a weekend without the kids.
Yep, we did.
Yeah. It was actually Ryan's idea. So, excuse me, my sister and brother-in-law had called and invited us to come to Rome. And we had a lot of like little things kind of that were supposed to happen this past weekend, but it all kind of worked out. But our church was hosting what do they call
Kids
it?
night out. Parents night out, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think it was actually kids night out.
But it's parents night out.
Yeah, but it was parents night out. So I think it was like 2nd through 5th grade was there from 7 to 10. Then the youth were going and spend the night at a friend's house. And so even though Maisie's not in 6th grade, her and her other friend have grown up with one of our older youth girls. And so they actually went to the lock-in, and Declan went to the 7 to 10. And we were trying to figure all that out. There was supposed to be a soccer event on Saturday morning. And Ryan was like, and I was like, well, we got to drop the dogs off at your mom's house anyways. And so he was like, well, why don't we just drop the kids off too?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, do you think your mom would be okay with that? Because I don't like to expect. I like to ask. And so Ryan got everything worked out with his mom, and she's always, she's a willing individual anyways. She always wants to spend time with her grandbaby. So
She had all of them there.
She did. She all but one.
Yeah.
We didn't know that going into it this weekend. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But thank you, Mimi and Tom, for taking care of the kids and the dogs. Helped us out tremendously, and we were actually able to head to Rome pretty early, like 2:30, I think is when we left. So Declan had a day off Friday. It was a teacher work day, but the way Maisie kind of said it was Pi Day, which it was. It was Pi Day on Friday, being 3:14, 3.14, but Maisie and I, we had school and work still, so we did. I get off at 12:30 on Fridays, which is a blessing, and so I left her at school. And came home, got packed up, and Mimi came up and got Declan for us, and then they headed in and picked up Maisie, and so we were able to start our venture. But thanks to our friends who kind of also coordinated pickups
and
drop-offs and everything to help Mimi out, since she was actually, so we had talked about. You okay there?
No. You're good. Go.
Okay. We had actually talked about having her stay at our house because it just made more sense. So she wasn't having to go back and forth and haul the dogs back and forth and all this kind of stuff. And she gets up here on Friday and she's like, well, how do y'all feel about if we just go back to the house? You think the dogs will be okay? And then we can come back on Saturday morning. We're like, look, this is your call. You do whatever you want to do. But this also shows how much she's got. That Declan has her wrapped around his finger. He's got anybody wrapped around his finger. You'll have to explain some of the stories that you've experienced, Ryan, when you're taking Declan with you to different places.
Yeah.
But apparently, he told Mimi that, and this is before he got dropped off. He said, Mimi, you're staying up here because we're going to go and sleep in Mom and Dad's room. We're going to snuggle and you're going to rub my back. And you know what, guys? She did. Mm-hmm. She stayed up here.
Friday night. Yeah. And then right before, I think he went into the gym at the church, he ran around the car and she was like, oh no, what's he doing? And he's like, roll down your window. I have to give you a kiss goodbye. It was like, sweet kid. No, he's not. He's a sweet kid. And so, so that was Friday. So Ryan and I, we got into Rome and we had been hearing of all of these storms coming across Alabama, all into Georgia. And then if you know where Rome, Georgia is, you know it is the west side of Georgia and it is borderline Alabama. And so we're like, crap, we're going to get hit with this. And so we braved it. We're like, we'll be fine. The kids will be fine. We'll kind of see how Saturday's going. If we need to leave early, Lane kept giving us the out and kept giving us the option to go back home if we needed to. And Ryan's like, no, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Yeah, and so we went out Friday. We're all going to die.
He was Mr. Doomsday all day Saturday.
It was funny though.
It actually kind of was. But Friday we got there. We had some really good dinner. We had barbecue. And then I think all of us were just kind of in that state of exhaustion, I guess, from all of our weeks. And so I think we all went to bed around 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Maybe.
It was pretty early. And then Saturday we got up and we went for a walk around the neighborhood because Lang has been super proud of Ryan lately, like with his changes in his habits and his excitement for working out and get a little bit healthier and everything. And so we went for a walk and then we went downtown, which they have a really cool downtown area. They have just lots of different shops and different restaurants. And it's really, I like it. It's a cool little vibe. And so we're walking down and see lots of people and see lots of dogs out. And the wind starts blowing and we're like, oh no, like it's coming. I mean, and so we get back to Lang and Jordan's house. And Ryan, on the way down there, he had mentioned, he said, I want to kind of go look at some trucks.
Yeah.
Just
peruse.
Yeah, perusing. And so we dropped Lang and Jordan back off at their house, and we went, and there was a couple of dealerships that were kind of across the street from each other. And he was looking, and the wind's really starting to pick up. And the first dealership we get to, guys, is a Ford dealership. And you know what? What did we see, Ryan?
We didn't even look at trucks, really.
No.
We saw a
Raptor.
A dark green Bronco Raptor.
Oh, guys, it was beautiful. It was, I mean, the top was the same color. It was
fenders,
just
same color.
Fenders. Yeah. That's what it's called. Okay.
They're fenders.
But it was, and he was like, you want to look at it? I was like, no. And he was like, why not? And I said, because if I look at it, I'm going to fall in love. And then what am I going to do?
Trade in the Bronco.
No. Sassy is too new for that. But so he was like,
had 4 miles on it.
Well, and he was like, but if we have this storm tonight, and a tree falls in on it,
we could get a new car.
We can get a new car. And I was like, no. We're not doing that. We're not talking about that. We're not. And he just kept on, we're going to all die. We're going to all die. We're going to trade in the Bronco. And I'm like, well, how are we going to trade in the Bronco if we're all going to die? Yeah, I mean, there's this. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, so aside from all of that, we get back to Lang and Jordan's house. We have a really great dinner. We watch a cool movie. It's called The Electric State.
Electric State.
It's on Netflix. It's pretty good. Yeah, Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown. I really liked it. It's very different because you know how some of these movies are set in the future when they're showing all this different kind of stuff. It was set in the 90s, and it was very futuristic. So I thought that was pretty cool. But aside from that, Maisie, bless her heart. So she's never been in a tornado or hurricane or really bad storm. We've had some storms up here with loud thunder and lightning and winds and everything, but nothing that has truly ever scared her or traumatized her. So pretty much from, I would say, 8:00 on, we were watching the movie.
Both phones were on charge.
Yes. And after the movie, about almost 3 hours later, because we kept pausing the movie.
Yes, pausing.
We go to check our phones, and I had 3 missed FaceTime calls, 8 text messages. I think she called you.
Yeah, called me,
called Lang multiple times.
My mom texted me.
Yeah. And she was like, call this girl. She is so panicked and checking on y'all. And so we call her. We're like, what's up, babe? And she's like, I'm just trying to make sure that y'all are safe and that y'all are okay. I didn't hear from y'all and just want to make sure y'all are good. And we're like, yes, baby. We're good. We're good. So I appreciate you, Maisie, checking on us and keeping us safe. But she was very worried. So going back to the point of our story, when Ryan made the comment of, all of them were there. So there are 8 grands on Ryan's side of the family. And I think all but one were
McKinley
there last night. And so that included 2 of the older boys and Declan. And then 2 of the older girls and Maisie and Jessa. And 4 dogs and 2 adults. So 7 kids, 4 dogs and 2 adults. And it was funny because when Maisie called us, her and Ayla and Jesse and
5 people.
Yeah, 5 people were in there. 4 dogs were all in Mimi's room. And then the boys, other than Declan, because Declan was staying in there with Mimi too, were out in the living room on blow-up mattresses. But thank you for keeping them safe, Mimi and Tom. We appreciate it. And but yes, so I don't know if any of y'all had this, I'm doing air quotes right now, bad weather, but we did not. We had no bad weather. We had some rain. Thunder and lightning and some wind. I mean, to be honest, I think when Ryan was looking at a few of the trucks, that was really the only time it was like high winds. Because I was sitting in the Bronco and I could feel kind of the car just kind of moving a little bit. But none of this bad weather, which I'm thankful for that we did not get. And then it was supposed to hit the east side of Georgia around 2 or 3 in the morning. And we talked to them when we went to pick up the kids yesterday and said same thing. So praise the Lord. Thank you for protecting us and keeping us safe, because I know some of these other states had some pretty horrible weather.
70 or 80 confirmed tornadoes.
Yeah. And other states, I mean, and Texas, and then you had the dust storm in Kansas. Texas too?
Or Arizona.
Okay. I don't know if y'all saw that. And so lots of multiple fatalities on that one. So just keep those people, families, friends, and in your prayers in that regards. But at least the state of Georgia, I think we did pretty well.
Yeah.
But have any of you ever been in like a really bad storm? I mean, here in Northeast Georgia, we don't get impacted a whole lot. I know my parents came from Charleston, South Carolina, so there was, of course, lots of hurricanes in that regards. Speaking of a funny story, my uncle on my dad's side, this was Hugo hurricane, which I can't honestly remember. I don't know if it was 1990 or in the 1980s or something like that. Ryan's going to Google it for me, but I'm going to keep talking about it. So he had just bought a house in North Charleston. Hugo was coming in. He had his
1989.
1989. Thank you. And then a new baby daughter. And he sent them away. He said, y'all go stay. I'm going to stay here with the house because it's brand new. And he got up on the roof and he chained himself to a tree to
keep the roof safe. So,
I don't know what that's gonna do to you.
yeah, but and he's just that type of individual. He's a surfer dude, and so he just was willing to go down with the house if it went down that way. But aside from that, I know there was this one time that my sister and we were driving. I don't know if we were coming from Rome or going to Rome, but she had a friend with her, and we were in off of 85, and we were shopping, and they were saying really bad tornadoes or winds were happening, and so they said, go seek shelter now. So we pulled off at the Tanger Outlets in Commerce and went inside, and I'm pretty sure we saw some of the funneling starting to happen when we were still driving, but we had to get into the stores and hide out in the back there. That's really the only experience I think I've ever had. But other than that, I mean, nothing major. I know I have lots of family and friends that live near the coast. My friend Dory, she's had to come up here to Georgia a couple times when they've had some of the really bad weather. But other than that, I think we've lucked out in that regards. So y'all stay safe out there. Hopefully that's kind of the bad weather for right now. Yeah. But other than that, oh, guys, I have to give you an update. I feel like I'm the only one talking this podcast.
You are.
Well, why don't you chime in some?
Because I don't have nothing to say. You're saying it all for me.
Okay. But, well, I'm going to let you give an update.
What are you updating? The sourdough?
The sourdough, guys.
It is growing. A lot. We had to take it with us like our kid to Rome. Mm-hmm. And we got there and it's like overflowing out of the jar.
Well, tell them about the night before.
What was the night before?
We forgot to feed it or whatever.
We forgot to feed it, yes. But that was after we got there. Right?
No. We forgot to feed it on Thursday night. That was the first time so I don't know if any of you know how to do sourdough starter, but we've been working on this for almost 4 weeks now. Mm-hmm. Almost 4 weeks now. And we started in a really big jar. I don't think that it was getting anywhere, so we transferred it to an actual like small mason jar, and it seemed like it just wasn't doing a whole lot. And, well, we forgot to feed it last Thursday, and we woke up and Ryan's like, you have to come see this, and I was like, what? And it was overflowing,
sourdough everywhere.
And I mean, it was even hard to get the cheesecloth off of it. And so we're like, oh, that's awesome. So we did what we normally do, which is cut it in half and feed it the water and the flour to help kind of keep growing it and everything. And we took it, like Ryan said, we took it to Rome.
Like a newborn baby.
Yes, we took it to Rome with us. And I guess the sunlight and whatever else, I don't know. But by the time we got to Rome, it was already back to the top. And Lang had a little bit of a bigger mason jar, and so we've transferred again, and I think it's like at half of the mason jar now. So guys, I am so close. And we actually did a float test, which is one of the things that has been recommended, is to do a float test to see if it's ready. And it was floating when we did it in Rome. So I'm really close. Now I just need sourdough recipes. So if you want to share your sourdough bread recipes with me, please post on Instagram, send us a message.
Or just Google one.
I mean, I can Google them too, but I'd love to know what you got out there. I did see one that is for a jalapeno cheese.
You also had a dill one too, right?
Okay, guys. So, I am going to say this. I think this is funny. So I found a funny picture on the internet. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know if it's like actually being sold the way that it's being sold. But you know dill, right? Like for pickles. Dill, the dill spice. Well, it was called dildo. Huh? And so we were making fun of that all weekend. That we were going to be selling Ryan's pickle and dildo.
Sour dildo.
Sour dildo. So aside from that, what else did we do?
I don't remember. Drove home.
Yeah, drove home yesterday, picked the kids up, and just kind of relaxed. But, yep, we are on our week 3 of going to the gym. and our 5:00 times. And I mean, I was telling Ryan, I said, it just kind of feels like we're missing something when we don't go. But it's, I mean, you need your rest and everything too. So we had a restful, enjoyable weekend with adults, and it was really nice. So thank you, Lang and Jordan, for hosting us.
Yep.
Other than that, we got another busy week. Maisie's got 3 soccer games this week. Declan's got practices, and then she's got 2 soccer games this coming weekend. So just
and they're both away.
And they're both away. Yeah. So just a full week of work and sports and church and love and everything else. Yeah. Yeah. But I hope you all have a happy St. Patty's Day. Enjoy your time with each other. Like I said, hopefully you're wearing some green. If not, be sure to put some on. And we hope that you have a wonderful week. And we will talk to you next week.
I'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Maybe I'll talk next time.